report the chaos. We reveal the agenda.
Good evening, and welcome to ATM. Do you remember when the internet felt loud? Not loud with ads or bots, but loud with people. There was a time when you'd photograph your breakfast, tweet your random shower thoughts, and update your Facebook status to "It's complicated" without a second thought. We lived out loud, sharing every moment. The promise of the digital age was right there in the YouTube slogan, "Broadcast yourself." It was an invitation to share our lives, our thoughts, and our creativity with the world, fostering a sense of global connection and self-expression. But something changed. Look at your own feed today. Look at your own profile. When was the last time you posted something real, not a repost? Not a story that disappears in 24 hours, but a permanent public declaration of who you are. If you're like millions of others, the answer is, I don't anymore. This shift is not just a personal choice. It reflects a broader societal trend away from public digital self-expression. We are witnessing the death of the social internet as we once knew it. We have entered the era of zero posting, where active contribution has significantly declined. And this isn't just about boredom or a lack of things to say. It is a strategic retreat, a conscious decision to disengage from public sharing. It has become a survival mechanism in an increasingly complex and often hostile online environment. To understand why the internet has gone quiet, we have to look inside our own heads and the evolving digital landscape. Sociologists used to talk about the 90-9-1 rule. In the old internet, 90% of people lurked, passively consuming content, while 9% contributed a little, and a mere 1% created everything. But back then, lurking was just shyness. It was the newbie learning the ropes, observing before participating. There was an innocence to this initial hesitation. Today, the silence is different. It's not that we don't know how to post or lack the tools. It's that we are terrified to do it, paralyzed by potential repercussions. This behavior is driven by a phenomenon known as context collapse. It's the merging of all our different social circles into one undifferentiated audience online. Imagine you're at a party. You're telling a joke to your best friend, a moment of intimate connection. Suddenly, your boss walks in, then your grandmother, then your ex, and then a stranger who hates your haircut. That is what posting on X or Instagram feels like in 2025. Every post is scrutinized by an audience with vastly different expectations and interpretations, making genuine self-expression nearly impossible. Social media flattened our lives into a single pancake of existence, where all our identities are forced into one public persona. This digital flattening erodes the nuances of our real-world relationships. You can't be authentic to your friends without potentially offending your aunt or risking your job. The stakes for casual sharing have become incredibly high. Researchers call this unintended disclosure risk, the fear that a post from 5 years ago will resurface in a totally different context and destroy you. The digital footprint is permanent and unforgiving. A result? We realize the only winning move is not to play. Retreating from public posting became the safest strategy for self-preservation. And then, there's the cringe factor. If you're Gen Z or Gen Alpha, you already know this rule. Trying is uncool. Authenticity is valued, but overt effort is scorned. In the mid-2010s, a perfect Instagram grid was a status symbol, meticulously curated to project an ideal life. It was a badge of honor. Today, it's embarrassing. It screams, "I need validation." The pursuit of perfection online is now seen as a sign of insecurity, not success. We tried to fix this with authenticity. We did photo dumps and used Be Real to prove we weren't trying, attempting to reclaim genuine connection. But even that became a performance, another layer of curated casualness. The pressure to be authentically uncurated became its own burden. Now the cultural pendulum has swung all the way to silence. As one trend report put it, we are entering an era of demure de-influencing, where less is more. Posting on the main feed is now seen as desperate. The coolest thing you can do is have a blank profile, to be a mystery, to exist off the grid. But it's deeper than just being cool. It's about survival, a necessary step to protect one's mental well-being in a demanding digital world. The mental health cost of being perceived online has become too high. The constant scrutiny and pressure to perform take a heavy toll. By 2024, nearly half of all teens admitted that social media made them feel worse about their body image, highlighting a significant crisis. When you post, you enter a marketplace. You are selling yourself for likes, comments, and shares, constantly seeking external validation. When you zero post, you remove yourself from the market. You reclaim your self-worth from the metrics of digital approval. You can still watch. Passive consumption is at an all-time high, but you stop being the product on the shelf. You become a ghost, observing unseen. This is participatory withdrawal. It is a form of digital protest, a collective refusal to engage with systems that no longer serve our well-being. We realized that the town square wasn't a community center for open dialogue. It was a gladiator arena designed for spectacle and conflict. And we were the ones bleeding for the entertainment of the algorithm, our vulnerabilities exploited for engagement metrics. The cost was too high, so we stopped. We took our photos, our jokes, and our lives, and we packed them up, choosing privacy over public performance. But we didn't leave the internet entirely. We just went somewhere where we couldn't be seen, to smaller, more private digital spaces. Now we're going to look at the other side of the coin. It wasn't just that we changed, it's that the platforms themselves turned against us, evolving in ways that discouraged genuine interaction. We'll explore the enshittification of the web, where platforms degrade their services to extract more value, and the terrifying reality of the dead internet theory, where bots and AI dominate content. There is a technical term for what happened to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It was coined by the author Cory Doctorow. He calls it enshittification. It sounds vulgar, but it's a precise economic cycle. It happens in 3 stages. Stage 1, the honeypot. The platform is good to you. It shows you your friends. It gives you reach. It operates at a loss to get you addicted. Think of early TikTok or 2010 Facebook. Stage 2, the bait and switch. Once you are locked in because all your friends are there, they stop being good to you and start being good to advertisers. Your feed stops showing your friends and starts showing sponsored posts. And finally, stage 3, the terminal decline. They abuse everyone. They squeeze the users and the advertisers to pay off shareholders. The user experience becomes a toxic wasteland. This is where we are today. The platforms aren't broken by accident. They are broken on purpose to extract value. But the nail in the coffin for the social web was a specific algorithmic shift, the move from the social graph to the interest graph. It used to be that you saw content because you followed the person who made it. That's the social graph. It prioritized human connection. But then came TikTok. TikTok proved that showing you strangers who are entertaining keeps you on the app longer than showing you friends who are boring. This is the interest graph. Instagram and Twitter copied this immediately. This destroyed the incentive to post. Why share your life if the algorithm hides it? You learned quickly. Your life isn't content, it's inventory, and it's low-quality inventory. The algorithm wants professional entertainment. not your brunch photos. This is the TVification of social media. You aren't a participant anymore. You are just a pair of eyeballs. And as the humans fell silent, something else filled the void. Welcome to the dead internet theory. It used to be a conspiracy theory. Now, it's a statistical reality. By 2025, over half of all web traffic is bots. If you go into the comments section of a viral post on X, you aren't arguing with people. You are arguing with large language models designed to trigger you. We are seeing self-replicating prompts, bots talking to bots, training other bots. The human signal is being drowned out by AI noise. This is the dark forest. We stopped posting because we realized we were shouting into a void filled with machines. The trust is gone. The town square is now just a billboard where robots scream at each other. So where do the real humans go when the city gets taken over by zombies? They go underground. Next, we follow the digital refugees into the cozy web. We're talking Discord, group chats, and the secret places where the internet is still alive. There is a theory called the dark forest theory of the internet, popularized by Yancey Strickler, co-founder of Kickstarter. It says the internet seems quiet, not because it's empty, but because it's full of predators. These predators include trolls, advertisers, surveillance algorithms, and bots, making the public internet a perilous place. To survive this environment, the smart animals, us, stay quiet and hide, retreating from public visibility. We have retreated from the clear web, the public indexed internet of platforms like Facebook and Twitter, and moved into the cozy web. The cozy web is the underground, a network of private, invite-only spaces where genuine connection thrives. It's the group chats, the Discord servers, and the invite-only Telegram channels that define this new digital frontier. This is where the Great Migration has led us. A significant shift in how we interact online. The numbers don't lie. While public social media engagement is flatlining, private platforms are exploding with activity. Telegram, for instance, surpassed 1 billion monthly active users in 2025, demonstrating massive growth. Discord now hosts over 28 million active servers, a significant increase from 19 million in 2022, with 200 million monthly active users. This surge in private platform usage indicates that this is where the culture is actually happening now, away from the public eye. In the cozy web, there is no algorithm deciding what you see. Interactions are purely organic and user-driven. It's just you and the people you chose to be with, fostering a sense of genuine community and belonging. This environment allows for depressurized conversation, where you can truly be yourself without fear of judgment. You know who is in the room, eliminating the anxiety of an unknown audience, and the context collapse is gone. This shift has created a massive blind spot for the rest of the world, particularly for marketers. Marketers call it dark social, referring to the content sharing that happens in the shadows of private channels. When you send a meme to your brother on Instagram DMs, that's dark social, a common everyday occurrence. And guess what? By 2025, an astonishing 84% of all sharing happens this way, privately and off radar. The public internet is just the tip of the iceberg, a visible but increasingly less significant part of online activity. It's becoming a ghost town of ads and bots, losing its appeal for genuine human interaction. The real conversation is happening underwater, in the hidden depths of private communities. We haven't stopped being social. We've just stopped performing for an audience we don't trust or connect with. We are building campfires instead of cities, prioritizing intimacy and shared values over vast reach. We are trading reach for depth, seeking meaningful interactions rather than superficial engagement. We don't want 1 million followers anymore. We want 50 people who actually get our jokes and understand us. This is the bowling alley theory. We go online to hang out with our league, our chosen community. We don't care about the alley itself. If the alley gets dirty or toxic, we simply move to a new one. But this split between the dark forest of the public internet and the cozy cave of private communities is creating a new kind of world. A bifurcated reality where online experiences are vastly different depending on where you choose to engage. In the finale, we're going to look at 2030 and what the future holds for our digital lives. What happens when the public internet becomes an AI wasteland filled with automated noise and little human connection? And what if human connection becomes a luxury product, accessible only within exclusive gated communities? We'll look at the death of the influencer, whose mass reach is diminishing, and the rise of the member. This evolution points to a future where authentic engagement and trusted communities are paramount. We are heading toward a split reality. The post-social economy is here, and it looks like a tale of two internets. Layer 1 is the AI wasteland. This is the public web. Search results, news feeds, comment sections, it will all be dominated by synthetic media. Finding a real human here will be statistically improbable. We will use this layer for entertainment and commerce, but not for truth. Layer 2 is the human enclave. These are the premium spaces, the private communities. To get in, you might need proof of personhood, biometric verification, or a cryptographic key to prove you aren't a bot. This changes everything for the economy. The creator economy is dying. The community economy is replacing it. Creators are realizing that renting an audience from TikTok is a trap. They are shifting from renters to owners. In 2025, creators relying on ads and brand deals saw their income crash. The volatility is too high. The smart ones are moving to paid newsletters, private Discord servers, and membership sites. They are professionalizing posting. For the rest of us, the non-professionals, zero posting is the new normal. We are no longer users. Users are exploited. We are becoming members. We contribute to spaces where we are protected and valued. The era of social media, that 20-year experiment where we tried to put the whole world in one room, is over. And that's okay. It was a historical anomaly. We are returning to a more natural state. Smaller tribes, distinct contexts, guarded privacy. The silence of the zero poster isn't an end. It's a correction. We are reclaiming our time, our data, and our sanity. The internet is dead. Long live the human web. Thank you for joining me on ATM.